Hi everyone and welcome. Today we will be discussing the concept of globalization. We can say it is a widely discussed topic and it concerns all of us. So we'll be dealing with globalization. As I said, a brief overview, then we will see types or dimensions of globalization. First, what is globalization? The term globalization began to be used more commonly in the 1980s, reflecting technological advances that made it easier and quicker to complete international transactions, both trade and financial flows. The word globalization, which refers to the emergence of international network belonging to an economical and social system. Globalization is the process whereby the world's people are becoming increasingly interconnected in all phases of their lives: cultural, economic, political, technological, and environmental. Definition is provided by Lodge 1995. The term sometimes also refers to the movement of people, labor, and knowledge technology across international borders. There are also broader cultural, political, and environmental dimensions of globalization. It refers to the increasing integration of economies around the world, particularly through the movement of goods, services, and capital across borders. Oftentimes, globalization is used in a positive context with the emphasis on the opportunities expanded networks offer for information sharing and access to resources, products, jobs, and technology. Types or dimensions of globalization. So you can say globalization is the exchange of information, technology, capital, and goods, and culture, for instance. Globalization has been seen by many scholars as one a big phenomenon that consists of various dimensions. For example, cultural globalization, political, social, and economic globalization. First, social globalization is the integration of societies of the world. It refers to the sharing of ideas and information between and through different countries. The process by which people's lifestyles spread over global networks. Tools of communication such as CDs, radio, books, magazines, television, and the internet all help us to communicate with people far from our own communities. Next, political globalization refers to the growing importance of the international organizations. This type covers the national policies that bring countries together politically, economically, and culturally. Organizations such as NATO and the UN, Nations are part of the political globalization effort. It refers also to the amount of political cooperation that exists between different countries. The League of Nations, established after World War I, was certainly one of the pioneers in this. Since then, global organizations such as the World Trade Organization, United Nations, and more regional organizations such as the European Union have helped to increase the degree of political globalization. International bodies such as the United Nations, the European Union, and World Trade Organization are key multinational organizations designed to facilitate increasing political globalization. Now, these include increased ease of communication, the prevalence of social media, and access to faster and better transportation. The advancement of science and technologies has greatly reduced the cost of transportation and communication, making economic globalization possible. Economic globalization is best characterized by the increasing movement of capital around the world in and out of country through information and technology. The existence of supranational bodies such as the World Trade Organization, the World Bank, and the EMF. These organizations have been in the role of facilitating capital flows in a global free market scenario. They come with the conditions, and to some developing countries, the conditions can be very burdening. The increasing influence of transnational companies, TNC, the impacts of economic globalization are then shown in its deeper integration and more rapid interaction of economies through production, trade, and financial transactions by banks and multinational corporations, with an increased role for the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, as well as the more recent World Trade Organization that brings various impacts to the world. In a nutshell, globalization is a term that is used in many ways, but the principal underlying idea is the progressive integration of economies and societies. It is driven by new technologies, new economic relationships, and the national and international policies of a wide range of actors, including governments, international organizations, business, labor, and civil society. The process of globalization refers to those factors such as trade, investment, technology, cross-border production systems, flows of information and communication, which bring citizens and societies closer together.